So, okay, friends, it's 8:30 Saturday. As you know that every Saturday, 8:30 p.m. in Indian Standard Time, we conduct this webinar series. It's a mega webinar series named as the Saturday Manufacturing Talks. This Saturday Manufacturing Talk is organized by the Center of Excellence in Advanced Manufacturing Technology at IIT Kharagpur. The COEMT at IIT Kharagpur is industry-focused research and development center. So we work with various industries, both public sector and then private sector, solving the problems. And at the same time, we are giving training to the MSME people, micro, small, and medium enterprises, so that they get to know the modern digital methods, more advanced, the manufacturing process, so that they can enrich themselves and be in the supply chain for the big industries. In this way, the Center of Excellence in Advanced Manufacturing Technology at IIT Kharagpur is creating an ecosystem between the large industries, small industries, and academic institutes and the research labs. And we have started this mega webinar series in the month of March, and today is the 42nd week. So you can imagine that now we're very close to completing the 52 weeks. That means 1 year we'll be completing in the month of March. And we are very fortunate to have Dr. Naga Hanumanaya, who I am pretty sure that you all know that Dr. Naga Hanumanaya. And when I requested him, immediately he accepted our request. So we are really very honored, Dr. Naga Hanumanaya. So he'll be talking about the optimizing the productivity by addressing the 4P challenges in the innovation process. Before that, I'd like to read out the biosketch of Dr. Naga Hanumanaya. Dr. Naga Hanumanaya is a research scientist with an innovative and multitask-oriented leader committed to institutional goals. His visionary operations demonstrated experience in managing all facets of multi-institutional network projects, including planning, budgeting, management, and delivery. Ambitious team leader who creates strategic alliances with team members, domain experts, and the users for successful executions of projects that ensure committed deliverables. He has got 28 years of experience in 2 national R&D institutes and industries as a research scientist, teaching faculty, and tool designer. So you can see that he has demonstrated his expertise in various fields, not only in various fields of manufacturing in different statures. Presently working as the director of the Central Manufacturing Technology Institute, you all know as the CMTI Bangalore, which is an autonomous R&D institute under Ministry of Heavy Industries, Government of India. Before this, he served as the chief scientist and head of Micro Nano System Technology Group for 2 decades in CSIR CMERI Durgapur, which is also a national laboratory. He holds the honorary position of adjunct faculty of Center for Product Development and Manufacturing, which is the CPDM at IISc Bangalore. And he also worked as the honorary professor at the Academy of Scientific and Innovative Research and also at the IIEST Shibpur during 2011 to 2018. So long 7 years, he has also served as the faculty position, adjunct faculty position in 2 different places. He has received his PhD from IIT Bombay, Masters in Tool Engineering from Indo-Danish Tool Room, Bangalore, and a Bachelor's in Mechanical Engineering from Bangalore University. His research spans over areas including micro nanoscale manufacturing technologies, modular reconfigurable machine tools, additive manufacturing and tool design, rapid tooling for injection molding, cost modeling, manufacturing process selections, and manufacturability evaluation. His publications are also immense, more than 100 research publications, 6 patents, 3 micro machines are successfully developed under his able guidance. He has supervised 6 PhD scholars, 18 MTech students, and presently more than 10 PhD scholars are doing their research under Dr. Naga Hanumanaya. He is the recipient of the Boys Cast Fellowship from DST, Raman Research Fellowship from CSIR. He was one of the recipients of We Think for India Award from the Prime Minister of India for the Indian manufacturing policy draft prepared in 2003. In 2017, he was awarded as the Distinguished Scientist by Venus International Foundation. In 2021, he received the Distinguished Leadership Award from the International Society of Industrial Engineering and Operation Management, USA. Recently, he has received the Eminent Engineering Professional Awards 2021 from the Institute of Engineers in India. He is the member of the International Association of Engineers UK and a member of the International Institutes for Micro Manufacturing USA. So Dr. Naga Hanumanaya would be talking about the optimizing productivity by addressing 4P challenges in the innovation process. With this brief introduction of Dr. Naga Hanumanaya, I'd like to request him to deliver his talk, and I'm pretty sure that once his talk goes on, you'll get to see that how CMTI Bangalore is bringing innovation in the field of the advanced manufacturing. I'm pretty sure you'll be amazed by the research that is getting done under his leadership. Dr. Naga Hanumanaya.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And thank you all of you for this opportunity. And special thanks to Professor S.K. Paul for providing me this platform to share my thoughts. Yeah, let me share my screen. So basically my talk have two parts. First part is try to share with my thoughts about the innovation process and the challenges related to, I call it as a 4P challenges related to product, process, people, and production. Then the second part, I will focus mostly on the technologies which are being developed at my institute, CMTI, by my colleagues. I should acknowledge whatever I'm presenting on behalf of my scientific and technical colleagues at CMTI. If I look at Atmanirbhar Bharat, I think CMTI's major focus is on that. We try to develop a technology which is new to, at least to India. So then I'm sure I just took it from what is there in the public media. So Atmanirbhar it is not protectionism. It is not inward looking. It is not just import substitution. It is not economic nationalism. It is to create an ecosystem that will allow Indian companies to be globally competitive and thus making India self-reliant. So if you look at technology, self-reliance is an objective being our technical people, then what are the ways before us? So there are three ways. One can transact, lena dena, what we call, taking and making. So if you look at the Indian context, so if these are the three options, transacting, taking, and making, so what are the challenges or what are the avenues before us? One is like Indian manufacturing units mostly are unique in their skill set. So many sectors are traditionally developed. So there are many cases they are poorly documented and many cases even not protected. And Jugaad innovations are still USP of many of our manufacturing units, but they are good to solve the problem, but there is no assurance of repeatability. Then if I look at buying, one is the capital investment, and the second is even if you buy, adopting the skills and capabilities developed elsewhere in the MSME is always challenged. The reason is the engaging and retaining the intellectual in the MSME is always an issue. But yes, in the past there was a success. So one of the success, I think, everybody is aware. In 90s, Maruti in collaboration with Suzuki brought the scientific manufacturing techniques. So that put India, particularly in the visible kind of position as far as auto manufacturing industry is concerned. But that alone would not serve the purpose now. That model may not work now because the reason is there is a growth rate is very rapid compared to 90s. And there is because of ungated globalization, which is demand today that may not be existing tomorrow because of several options entering to the country through ungated globalization. Then if you look at, okay, I will develop myself, that is itself is a challenge. The reason is reverse engineering. Can you do it reverse engineering or re-engineering, or can we design original product or innovative solutions? Then all these issues comes. Technology gap, patent operability, originality, novelty, even definition of originality, novelty itself is a big task. As several technologies are being developed parallelly and the technology maturity level is not significant. And then next is capacity and capability. Do I have capability and also capacity, both financial and technical? And then should I develop for me or for us? Though India is very well known for cooperative movement, but as far as business is concerned, I think we are very poor in this aspect. Then other things, investment and sustainability is always issue for a country like us. So in order to survive, I think one has to be different from others. I think that is where the innovation matters. And my talk is primarily to try to kind of convey my thoughts, how one could be innovate, that is through collaboration, cooperation. So we all know this model is very popular in business development people, like how innovation models are coming and each technology will there, but our target is, can we transform India from the situation of made for India to technology or the product originated in India? I think that is what brings the Atmanirbhar or sustainable India in technology terms. Okay, these are all techniques, the tools which are being used in the innovation process of a structured innovation system. And we also know the technology, depending on market versus the technology, this could be categorized. Because of the time, I'm not getting to details, but these are all well taught in the product development classes in the engineering school, at least from the good school. But while doing this, I think that is where we Indian system, we look these 4 P's as a different. They're not in an inclusive way. I think that is where we miss. We need to look at innovation process as an inclusive way that address all these 4 points: product, process, people, and production. And second is, all innovation is a systematic process. Whether I like it or not, it should be an S-curve. So we have to believe on S-curve. Only challenge is only depending on the operation capability and the expertise and the finance what you can afford. Only the angle of that inclination angle only can be altered. Otherwise, this is invariably to the S-curve. This is, you can, I took it from a Google. It clearly shows the iPhone development happened from 93 to 2011. This is electronics innovation. You look at 1930, today we are calling IoT, but in 1933, the first sensors actuators were there. Then 91 itself, people thought of Wi-Fi. Then 98, it was already big data analytics was defined, big data definition was there. Then 99, cloud computing came, but we had to wait another 10 years to take advantage of this technology into a manufacturing that is called IoT or IIoT. I think this is kind of technological revolution you call, or evolution called, because technology development happens, it's not only on one technology, it is associated technology. So now we say, okay, from IIoT to smart factory. And if this, whether I like it or not, why it is delayed? Because the technology development is a process which essentially has 4 stages. I think research stage, technology stage, then absorbing, then application. Absorbing is the training, preparation, then application and absorbing. So in each stage, there are different variables, attributes. Like if you look at a product design, is it an original design, re-engineer, or innovative? Or if you look at a process, then process specific, product specific, or market driven. And the people, engineering fundamentals. Engineering is not only engineering, science and SNT fundamentals. Then PBL, practice-based learning, skilling and reskilling. Then production trends like capitals, machines, concepts, automation system, supply chain, or including the industrial engineering aspects. So these are the solutions related to these aspects will be developed during this technology development curve, that is the REST curve. That is where the multi-team, this kind of expertise, team has to engage, collaborate and cooperate for innovation. Of course, the countries like us, we should look at the technology or the innovation, not for me, it is for us. That is where basically inclusive innovation matters. If you look at inclusive innovation for engineering multi-scale and multifunctional parts, that is what now the characteristics of current innovation process, because products are becoming multifunctional and intelligent, and one has to operate at multiple scales. So these are the research 3 areas one has to look into that apart from the design. So when you consider the engineering of a products, manufacturing processes, manufacturing equipment and machine, and manufacturing systems and factories. So in order to do this effectively, in addition to the design aspect, that is what inclusive innovation, it primarily advocates the involvement of the complete stakeholders. So in simple terms, this I took it from the public media. In simple terms, inclusive innovation is the means by which new goods and services are developed for and are by those who have been excluded from the development mainstream. So that is the basic idea, is that is not innovation happens with only stakeholders, is also the people who are otherwise not in the mainstream of innovation system. If you can, details can be referred by this. This is a good book, good reference material. So as an objective, inclusive innovation seeks to provide sustainable solution to those who would otherwise remain excluded from the access to offers as a result of their social, economical or environmental context. As an activity and the business model, it reconciles the goals of commercial viability and sustainable societal development. So then there is some confusions whether then what is the frugal innovation and inclusive innovation. Actually, while frugal innovation it focuses on commercial viability, inclusive innovation is more directly associated with the doing good, or at least with the taking societal perspective. So this essentially, when you're looking that, then this clear direction. So we must engage, collaborate and innovate in the entire product process value chain with a vision of transforming from India, from made for India, which was our weakness, to made in India. This is a process to realize, by Make in India, it was a process to realize made in India. Of course, if you're looking at Atmanirbhar, I think we need to evolve into originated in India. I think this is where our target and our vision of our Honorable Prime Minister. So then, if you look at it, original product process innovations, I think we have not done good. The reasons, of course, it is debatable. I will not get into the details, but otherwise, as for me, I think these are the some of key elements. I think that put us at the bottom in the original product or process innovation. One is, we always look at science and engineering study are 2 isolated pillars, because after +2, if someone is IQ is good, he clears the that is JEE or whatever the common engineering entrance test, he will get into engineering. Who could not, he will do science. And many times the guy who joined science is already demotivated because of so many reasons. Then school education, we always know how to score 98 rather than 95. And no active and participating learning, because curriculum is always, our teaching is curriculum driven. In so many cases, I'm not blaming anybody, but otherwise in many cases it's true. The manufacturing is taught by a faculty who had never operated a lathe. I think there is no minimum requirement to become an engineering faculty. Today I'm a student, tomorrow I'm the faculty of engineering school. So then social obligation, no importance to our own passion. So because I become an engineer because my father wanted, or I become a doctor because my mother wanted. So we rather think more of comfort of next generation, because how I eat, how I feed my son, how my son feed to my grandson. So that is how we look at. So naturally, we de-risk ourselves to kind of doing beyond what is kind of allowed or what is permitted within the system where we are associated. Of course, limited resources leads to kind of jugaad innovation. It is not wrong, but at the same time, it cannot be repeatable. Low risk and short sight deliverables because of the limitation. And of course, this is very kind of debatable, poor networking, because we all know, we believe everything works, whatever I say, and there are no rooms for others' views and also other social challenge issues. And if you look at the survey, which is conducted in 2016, the innovations in India, this is industrial innovation in India. So majority is new to the firm. It covers 9,001 industries. It was done by Ministry. So Ministry of Commerce, basically report is published by them. So it's about 60% new to current firm, and new to India is 9%, new to world is less than 3, 4, 5%. And of course, this is I think need what is mean by science and engineering, but this is what the reality kind of we do innovation, but innovation need not make an impact in the global. Then what are the roadmaps, drivers? Like roadmap is, I think there is no other option. One has to believe there are 4 stages. One has to do research, then take this research. Many of them will not even reach to this stage, to develop them as a technology. That means both process, capital, everything in the industrial attributes. Then you observe. Observing means you train and teach, prepare, then you deploy, and then you realize the cost benefit, whatever the outcome delivery. The drivers are, yes, I think this is where we Indians are now. For some time, we are not given much importance. We always believe something made outside is good. It is always well known. You know how to do things with your hands. You will be skillful. You are more free and independent individual. You can depend on yourself and your community. You are well prepared. You can stand at technical crash and resolution. I think this is COVID was one of the example. Many people had only single supply chain. So that is the kind of many people have to close their operation because of that kind of poor preparation. You are more rooted in the real world. You are more confident. You realize that you don't need many of the luxuries. Now nobody look at the luxury. Everybody look at the frugal engineering. In fact, Germany, I'm told there are 6 universities. They have a department, frugal engineering, frugal design or frugal engineering design departments. And post-COVID, now everybody look at the cost, total cost of ownership of technology. I think that has become driver for the innovation. I think it will be there for some more years. Of course, this is we being a citizen. Our mantra should be to reach originated in India. That is what sustainable self-reliance. So now I look at kind of what are the challenge like issues. Say for example, this is related to teaching. So you ask any engineering students, water bottle, typical questions like this. So at least more than 50% of the students are not able to answer. Even here I have given one example. These 4 parts, I think one is wrong. Even this students are not able to identify. I think, of course, now when you look at what are the differences, what are the same with respect to material, geometry, size, accuracy, I think this is not there. So it is situation is like this. You ask the vernier caliper, list count of the vernier caliper, student will always, I'm not blaming anybody, but this is true. They always say value of 1 MSD minus value of 1 ESD. But if you use the vernier caliper of having a least count of plus or minus 0.02, and your inspector who has inspected, he has written diameter 19.998 against the base drawing dimension of 20 micron. I think many of the students are not able to kind of identify whether it is correct or not. I think that is the kind of challenge we have. And even look at us, how many of us realized, because Stepler I'm using every day, but at least I have not done when I was in engineering school, that this Stepler has about 15 to 16 component of 4 to 5 materials. And even the dimension requirements to design this is even in the order of precise, like few orders of microns. Then you look at this car has so many parts. So right, not is 15,000. Now according to Google, it is a 30,000 parts. This slide is a little old slide. And there is a variety of materials, requirements are huge, varied, and that to car has to, each model has to have a different variation models, right? I think that is a kind of challenge. Products are getting complexity. So building capacity and capability are always challenge for the manufacturing houses. Then you look at the miniaturization happened. So this is like micro turbine, turbojet engine, which could be rolled by hand, right? I think that is a kind of miniaturization happened. If right side you look at, this is a fluidic chip, which could be used in the biomedical analysis, right? And always for manufacturing, easy and cost-effective manufacturing is the key, no matter whether you make a water bottle or you make a biomedical devices. And why it is so happened is, this is another, I'm sure if you look at the Google it, think out of box. I think this is a picture, first picture comes. And if I have to draw I have to connect all these 9 points, 9 dots by 4 straight lines without lifting my pen. So many of us, we were not able to do it because we are always asked or directed to follow only this statement, because it is only possible when you pick up 2 more points outside this 9. I think these 2 points, because this sentence never said that you are not supposed to go out. I think that is where the kind of our education is there. I think these are to be taught in the school, because we need to look around outside what is possible to have. And another is that we have 3 different verticals, or rather 2 verticals, you can say, that producers and the employers have a different perception as far as the learning exercise is concerned. So from academia or the school promoters, they always look at practical based learning is not that what we have been doing for last 20 years, right? And how can you do active learning in mathematics? There is another kind of, but researchers, we say, okay, that just won't work in engineering. But yes, we can't afford it. But in the other aspect is industry aspect, retention, motivation, engagement, and learning. I think this is like there. I think this may be the reason for this bad condition that is sad. In Times of India Today report published in 2016 says only 7% of engineering graduates are employable. I think question to be answered is, what is wrong with our Indian engineers? This is again, I think many of us, we have failed to recognize that in engineering, 1 + 1 will never be a 2. Either is always is a 2 plus 2 dot something, or 2 minus dot something. That is because of these 5 F's: form, function, flow, and physics and fabrication. I think if engineering student can able to recognize these importance, and this is another importance, this is an example of how fundamentals are important. You look at any manufacturing processes, I have not seen any manufacturing process which doesn't falls under these 4 categories. Either we remove a material or we shape the material with phase change, without phase change, or adding a material, means additive deposition and all, or assembling the material like self-assembly and self-organization, whatever it's called, biomanufacturing and all. Maybe some little bit variants or hybrids may be there, but broadly, more or less, whatever the manufacturing process we have today, no matter what you make, could be characterized. I think this is where this is clear indication that students have to be fundamentally clear. And then, of course, bringing real projects into a school is, everybody looks, but opportunity is always difficult because faculties has to teach many of the faculties except our IITs and ISS system, the courses is designed by curriculum that faculty has to complete the syllabus as per the curriculum. And this is one survey says students' attention is only 10 to 15 minutes in a class of 45 minutes to 60 minutes. I think that is where the challenge lies for the faculty. If we can able to bring the classroom, the stories of real problems, then I think if any faculty increase this 10-15 minutes to 35 minutes, I think is the best faculty, no matter whether he use any technique. And yes, this is always, at least I believe, I hear and I forget, I see and I remember, I do, I understand. I think engineering school, these days, many of the schools have compromised the practical based learning. I think we need to bring back those things into the engineering curriculum. And second is technological innovation. Say, for example, I've taken the food research because it's easy to correlate. Okay, these are the driving forces. Food should be healthy and nutrition, better efficiency and food production, environmental, political impact, reality, and the perception gap. Okay, there are little more details are there. There are several technologies that have been developed. But if you look at this, each technology has an objective, reducing waste, right? So even one example like predicting actions of producers and customers, IIoT solutions, people are working. Better control of equipment. So, okay, equipment developers, smart manufacturing system, but identifying anomalies at all levels. There is a lot of intellectual models, AI-based, ML-based techniques are getting evolved. Enhancing customer experience, even say just data analytical integrated business. Like these are all there. These are all online ordering system, food delivery system, inventory system, but this is still not there. Then improving flexibility, risk management, adopting, like say for example, today there is a demand for 100 dosa, but tomorrow there is a demand for 120 dosa. How to cope up? Then accurate food safety and all other like regulations, government regulations and the consumer regulations and preferences. This is one example where I was involved in CMEI. So when I was doing a micro nanoscale EDM, so I set two objectives. Micro EDM is a slow process. Is there any way we can increase the productivity? And second is, since micro EDM wanted to use it for ultra precision or micro nano system devices, so use of lubricant is always an issue. Lubricant is dielectric fluid is always an issue. So whether I can do it micro EDM as a clean process. So having this, then these all we identified. And when I, as a part of as a researcher, so with my colleagues, my students, we have studied some of this. Even try to build a prototype. One building prototype itself is there are different challenges when I look at micro nanoscale EDM machine development. I think that is where the kind of inclusion is required. People have to look into as a total solution, addressing all these 4P challenges. This is my kind of my own slide. This is again, I also look for any suggestions is there. This is just about a month slide, back slide I came up with this. Okay, reinventing research, innovation, entrepreneurship, growth for customized product manufacturing. So that's, so here I took interventions or development of technologies for any country for that matter. But technologies and products for customized product, outcome-based innovation by addressing 4P challenge. Here I propose a disk-based approach. This means data to design that should address mass customization, localization, novelty, frugal design. Then innovation to inclusion, that is connect and commit, inquire and investigate, design and development, implement and iterate. Then cooperate to collaborate, that is all in one, teach, train, skill, regenerate, because we Indians are easily get frustrated. And then you normalize, that is particularly with respect to IPR, and then not for me, it is for us. Then the scalability to sustainability, that like capitals, machines, automation, knowledge harvesting, productivity enhancement, modularity and flexibility. I think that is where I propose kind of a DISC approach. So this approach to ensure dominance, influence and steadiness and consciousness in the inclusive innovation process. That would bring the situation like this. I think that is where of course, this is already textbook material. There is a different levels of inclusion of intention, then inclusion of consumption, inclusion of impact, to up to the post-structural inclusions, to create this kind of environment in the innovation system to realize the challenges like technologies for transformation. So any factor, any area, I think this is now become kind of a tool or the means to realize the technological self-reliance, no matter whether it is in India or elsewhere. So having this background, so this is about I thought I wanted to share. So now I try to do is, even CMTI, we are also try to bring this culture. We CMTI primarily focused on manufacturing process development, equipment development, and the systems factories related to manufacturing. Whatever we do in CMTI, so it is at least new to India. So made in India is our kind of pride. Of course, still I can't say CMTI has done several technology which is new to world, but yes, whatever we have done, it is new to India. Currently, we are working. We try to address all these four verticals what I mentioned: research, develop technology and machines, training manpower, and deploy into industrial applications. In these chosen area related to manufacturing, ultra precision machine tools. Here we try to design machines and develop a process technology which are capable of creating few orders of microns. Then special purpose machines. Here, for any process, we build a machine. These machines would be tabletop to larger machines. The largest machine CMTI built is about 12.8 meters footprint. Then sensors and controls, because these are essential component into the machine tool. Textile machinery, we are into rapier looms. We already developed 450 rapier loom. Now 550 rapier loom we are developing. This is under special purpose category. Our next vertical is aerospace, because sitting at Bangalore, which is aerospace hub, we work with all aerospace giants. Particularly, our USP is design and development of test rigs and developing a process protocol. We design a test rig and as required for testing of LRUs. And also now we started particularly the pumps, aircraft, airworthy pumps for various applications. Then micro nano manufacturing and precision metrology is another vertical where we offer a lot of services to industry. Particularly, my current manufacturing capabilities, I can produce as small as about 8 nanometer. I think that is the kind of manufacturing facility, that too over metals. Then smart manufacturing and industry 4, we have another center. We primarily focused on smart machine and intelligent manufacturing process. I think I have a slide I will show you. Then additive manufacturing. So additive manufacturing, we are working from micro to macro, polymer to metal. We have developed already 3-4 machines related to that. Now currently we are building a metal-based, deposition-based additive manufacturing with built volume of meters. Then, of course, since inception, CMTI is a 60 years old institute now. We established in 1962. Since then, we offer a range of training programs. As of now, 55 shortened program, and then 6 months finishing schools for the students, graduate engineers. Then internships and students project we offer. Then services we offer to the industry in all these areas, our areas. About 3,500 customers we have. Design and manufacturing consultancy also we offer, and then technology incubation. For this, right now we have 54 technology which are new to India today. All these 54 technologies are CMTI technology and still not commercially manufactured in India. For organization, like unlike other institutes or the centers, here we call it as a center. It means it's all delivery-based focus center. We restructured recently, about 3 years back. Each center has a design engineer, manufacturing engineer, materials engineer, controls engineer, electronics engineer. That is how we structured this. Then each group has a different focus. So these are sample list out of 54 technology. These are all the machines which we developed and are ready for licensing. So these are the services we offer related to machine tool and aggregates, measurement and calibration. As far as dimension metrology is concerned, CMT is number one in India. Then re-engineering of high value replacement components, aerospace qualification test, material testing and metallurgy, and nano manufacturing, as I mentioned. Nano manufacturing means 8 nanometer is the smallest feature size we can make. And material characterization, I think we have all the tools, advanced tools, TEM, ellipsometry, Raman spectra, and range of microscopes, nano indenter and all we have. These are the training programs which I already mentioned. So now we are also into online learning courses. It's like a self-learning courses are also we wanted to develop. Here I just aggregate, I won't get it, you just collated the picture. CMT build machines, not the prototypes. That is the USP of CMT. These are all kind of machines. These are all, say for example, you look at the machine. These are comparable to commercially available machines. In fact, we installed at the various industries. This is a diamond turning machine. The second machine which we have shown has been transferred to Yes Designer this year. They will be commercialized mostly Imtex. I don't know whether Imtex will be displayed. Otherwise, this company would be the third or fourth company will have capability of diamond turning machine, ultra precision diamond turning. You can look at even scanning tunnel microscope also we develop. If you import it, would cost you 70 lakhs. So we can sell at 10 lakhs rupees. So when we build a machine, that is another aspect in CMTA. We won't just buy subsystem and integrate, because building at advanced machines are always risky because there are limited supplies. So what we look at is when we develop a technology or the machine, we also develop the aggregates. So that means company who is licensing from CMTA, no, don't worry about banning somebody or stopping somebody, because supply chain is also ensured. You can either you can make yourself or you can build your ancillary to supply. So that is how I would say, for example, all these hydrostatic slide, aerostatic spindle, spindle error, these are all subcomponent of this diamond turning machine. With this technology, Yes Designer has bought, we along with that 5 more technology we given to them. And this is abrasive flow and also range of services we offer. Similarly, these are all SPM category. They're all big machines we supplied, including like parallel kinematic machine we developed, and several subsystem like inspection gauging system. And then here it is like a test rigs for pumps. You look at this vertical planetary mixer, we already supplied 22 machines to various strategic sector agencies in India. This is for mixing a solid propellant. We are supplied up to 4.5 ton to be precise. Now we are building 2 machines of capacity of 10 ton. That is a global standard. We are building 2 machines for ISRO. This is all the picture you can show. There's a range of, these are all developed in one financial year, that in only in SPM category. In 2020-21, all these machines we supplied. That means in CMTA, on year we build about 10 to 12 machines we deliver, and then 3,500 customers were offering services. Apart from our own R&D technology development, these are all little longer time, longer projects. So we also, this is what Nano Manufacturing Technology Center, we have a dedicated center, underground lab, 13 feet down. We focused on all these areas. These are all machines which we developed. And these are the tools, as I mentioned, we host. And we are also working on nano materials aspect and fabrication services we offered with respect to FIB, abrasive flow, fall milling. These equipments we bought and we offering service. But these nano products means we build a machines, our own machine, which are capable of creating micro nano scale features. This is how our lab looks like. I think this is a unique lab. This, what you have seen is the ground surface, which has underground labs at 3 levels. It has a clean room labs. These pictures are a little older before finalizing, before inauguration. You can look at these labs. We have a clean room lab class 100 to 10,000 in this 16 clean rooms labs we have. And you can look at the underground, our metrology lab. This is underground metrology lab where we do the calibration of master gauge. And these are the line inspection metrology labs. So from production, you can bring it, sample brings industry, and we give the measurement service. But this underground lab, this was established in 90s. This is about 6 feet down. And we have all range of tools. So as far as dimension metrology, I think we are maybe number one in South Asia. So these are what I mentioned, nano fabrication and characterization tools, which are housed in nano manufacturing center. So this is just to give an example, the kind of machine which we built, we transfer this technology. 2 machines we installed at BARC. After that, our technology is now given to S Designer, who is well-known CNC machine manufacturer in India. And look at all these subsystems also goes we have developed. And this is as finished kind of component which can produce optical surfaces like surface finish with RA value of 2 nanometer and form accuracy of 0.2 micron. These are other specifications. So that means this machine is not just assembled, it is built from first principles. That means even testing itself is the testing of this machine itself have a separate protocol which have developed by us. And such developments, of course, we get recognition. Last IMTEX, we got this kind of industry ready technology award, that is a FI award, which is being awarded from last 40 years. And look at this, even for several other customers like Amrita Institution, we have developed a table, air bearing rotary stage for some other instruments. That means CMTech can also build a aggregates one alone for a customized requirements. And we also closely work with an academia. This is one example. We worked with this is basic concept was demonstrated at IIT Kanpur, Professor Jain's lab. And then we build a machine along with subsystem and some audit this add-on features, which is now abrasive flow machine, which we developed would cost you only 35 lakhs, which can finish any complex shapes like this. And surface, you can look at RA value is a fraction of microns. And this is another example for academia collaboration. What you've seen is a laboratory setup at IISc. We worked on microstereography. Professor Umarji from IISc, he is the concept developer. From there, of course, one prototype, intermediate prototype was there. This is a commercial machine, Sukshma 3D. So this is now microstereography built by CMTech technology, and which is capable of producing any complex shapes like this. The smallest feature you can able to build using photopolymer is, this is of course 3.75, but 5 microns I can give you assurance. So any complex shapes you can able to build with this machine. If you import this machine from the foreign supplier, it would cost you 1.2 crore, but our machine cost academia price is 32 lakhs, industry price is 37 lakhs. So then industry 4, yes, industry 4, we are into industry 4. It is just to aware, industry 4 is nothing new. It is not even technology. It is only the concept. Idea is to understand what you are doing based on the data which is collected from the resource, digitizing and sharing to the respective analytics, who does the analytics and come up with the predictions or the kind of plan for action, then take it back the resources, you automate either decision making or automate the manufacturing system such that your productivity will enhance, breakdown will reduce, rejection will reduce, so that one can become a competitive in the market. That is, you will become innovative, responsive, cost effective. That is how I look at. Otherwise, industry 4 is not, it was already there in the industry, but all these were doing depending on so-called Banerjee or Mukherjee in the company. I think that dependency has gone because of the technology evolutions happened. And of course, technology happened in electronics industry. So that will also facilitate the data sharing across the community, that is what the distributed manufacturing. So we have a dedicated center we called Smart Manufacturing Demo and Demonstrations Center. This is funded by our ministry, our parent ministry, Ministry of Heavy Industry. under Samarth Udyog Center. We closely work with 6 industry partners here. Our focus days, we build kind of solutions, plug and play solutions to convert legacy machine into a smart machine. You look at this machine, horizontal boring machine of HMT, bought maybe like 30 years back by CMTI. So now we have converted this machine into a smart machine. And we also build multifunctional smart machine in all respect. That is our diamond turning, which has already have a 8 sensors modules, and even self-compensation algorithms, ANN based algorithms are built into system. Then process intelligence, I think this is where not much work is done, and academic institution also get into this, because many of the solution provider today, even global service provider, are not there, because the reason is smart manufacturing or Industry 4 could be implemented for cake manufacturing to flight manufacturing. But it needs to be customized. You need to be developed, customized, mission specific, product specific technology. And this is another module like OEE, overall equipment efficiency, for a CNC workshop we have developed. And in addition to this, these are all our own developments happened last 2 years. There are 11 such solutions we have developed for MSME application. But with the industry partners, we are specific technology. With Uttunga, we are working on plug and play solutions. And with ACMAC, we are working on smart spindle. With Siemens, we are working digital twin, particularly the spindle drives used in CNC machine. With Hexagon, we are working on smart factory and digital twin for 3 metal cutting, additive manufacturing, and sheet metal. With HCL, we are establishing 8 laboratories. These are all practice-based learning, self-learning learning kind of laboratory we started, which are covering different technology pillars of Industry 4. And of course, IMTME is an industrial association. So we are closely work with them to connect. And our smart factory, which is CMTI, it looks like this. And this is almost ready. So now you can say about 60-70% is ready. By March, we are supposed to demonstrate, which will have some age-old machines, and which also housed state-of-the-art IIoT compliant new machines. And this is the controller room, and this is the design room. The first floor is a design house. The bottom, we have a control IIoT control server room, and you can operate this, all AUV, everything is housed. This, we have not made only demo cell. This is going to be production factory. This we wanted to use it for our regular manufacturing purpose. This is one project we just implemented. I'll just move faster. This is possible. This project was funded by TST, where the 3 research laboratories and 7 academic institutes joined together to implement IIoT for a metal casting, that is sand casting. That means converting this kind of automated sand foundry to this kind of foundry, which could be housed in 25 meter square area footprint with 25 lakhs investment, and can be operated by 25 years old engineer. So which can produce a small batches of up to 1 kg casting. I think that was the target we set, and we have developed. This is the team. This is clearly shows the multi-team. Of course, Professor Ravi from IIT Bombay, my guru, is the mentor, and 5 of team members are his 1 student. And we can see mechanical, manufacturing, metallurgy, mathematics, physics, software engineers joined together. This photograph into December 2016 when the project started, and this bottom picture is when the first baby born out of our the smart foundry. The first casting came. All the students are there. It is happened in CMTI. So now hardware are all in CMTI. So with me and 2 more researchers, team members, project leaders came. Otherwise, it is done by all students at different institutes. And it covers all from starting from design to then process, sensing and monitoring. That means we have developed a software for designing, and we build hardware machines, and we integrated with the sensor network, data acquisition and all. Then stream the data to the server installed at CSI NIST. And we also made the IIoT platform called Smart Foundry platform for visualization, evaluation, defect analysis. So this was, of course, little more details. This IIoT integration part was done by CMTI. That is the reason I just shown this. Hardware is done by different people, and then edge controller and demonstration integration IIoT was done by, this part is done by CMTI. So now what we are doing is that when we demonstrated to DST got a little kind of excited, and they said that why don't you make a now industry ready product? I think that is coming up version 2. Version 2 is now ready for demonstration. I'm sorry, this is end of August now because of Corona delayed, but it will be there for another a month. We want those who are visiting IMTEX, I think you can able to see our Smart Foundry demonstration, which has a footprint of 16 feet by 8 feet, which can able to produce starting from CAD data. You can do the analysis, print 3D printing pattern, and then automatically goes inside molding, pouring, and then it come out. This is what the casting we have done. This is a pattern made out of 3D printing developed by College of Engineering Pune. This is a mold, sand mold, 3-part mold made out of automatic molding machine made by CME Array Durgapur. And then molding, melting, pouring and all is done by 2-3 people from private, including from private college. And then this, of course, that all time purpose are not shown the other aspect. Data can be streamed, then you can do the analytics there. This is about additive manufacturing. This parallel kinematic machine-based structure we are using now. This was developed by us, and now we are converting this into additive manufacturing machine for with build volume of this. And all subsystem, again, powder feeder we are developing, nozzle we are developing. Otherwise, CMTI is there in metal additive for a long time. I think CMTI is the first to introduce metal additive DMLS machine, and now we also have a DMD machine. We provide a range of services. This is one sample service which I showed. This is rehabilitation of aircraft kind of pump gear shaft. And we have a sensor lab, particularly MEMS fab facility. We have all the facility. This is relatively new facility, and then characterization and packaging systems. And some of these were our products. They're just 2.5 years old now. We have built some sensors, then thermal error compensation module or high-speed grinding machine of Kennametal. We already technology transferred, and now Mac Power vertical machining center. We are transferring technology. This machine is there now. This will be demonstrated in IMTEX in our CMTI stall. And also we do the packaging solutions. I think total solution what I mentioned here: fab, characterization, and packaging. Complete lab facilities there. And these are few first kind of products which came out of this vertical. This is again in the same. There is another high-speed repair loom. For that, microprocessor control are developing, and also we provide some of kind of manufacturing solutions for a dedicated manufacturing. This is one of the vision-based solution we have developed for a Lakshmi machine tool. This is March 2021 we installed. Who are making textile. And we also built a 3D scanning. This is a white handheld scanner, laser-based handheld scanner. This will be ready for technology transfer in another 2-3 months. We have developed our own scanner, which could capture up to 30 micron features. It can use for measurement purpose as well as reverse engineering purpose. And also vision-based some solution we developed for tool positioning for this diamond turning machine. In aerospace, just to show sample, that is gear actuator, rotary actuator, and airworthy pumps, and some test rigs. These are all like test rigs, flight pump test rig, and flight control system test rig, and some other servo valves. We are good in both pneumatics and hydraulics based system development. And micro nano systems engineering, we address all the complete spectra of wavelength. These are few samples. You can look at DLC, even look at this watch Titan. So we made a DLC coating for this screen, and some of other cutting tools. This was for cutting tool, and some metrology standards, and even DLC fibers, and some microsystems like microheater, temperature sensor. And complete spectra we are doing. And then we have provided a range of service, but I think I have multiple slides, but I will skip here. I will show 1 or 2. We provide a services to industry, particularly for the precision component which are not possible in the industry or small scale industry. So this component is a fuel ductor. This is aero engine component. The component looks very small, very simple, but for manufacturing is a challenge. So we need to make kind of microforming tool. And these are one-off requirements. Solutions are also we provide. What we do is, if a small order, we machine it and supply. And if it's a larger order, we build a machine and supply, including establishing a process and all. It is like they give a drawing, but it is easy to make. Looks like easy, but not that easy. You look at this. You have to make 30 microns parallel, that with some accuracy. I think that is the kind of requirements are coming. So we'll do. Here you can also look at when we're building some machines, we build an attachment for their machine and then finish it off. That is the kind of service also we provide. I think this was done for CMERI. I think one of our colleagues in CMERI was doing, he was looking for a anti-friction bearing pad. So we explored all these methods. Finally, it worked, micro punching. We made so many textures of size like 400 by 400 microns. We don't have any standard machine. These are all one-off requirement, and we machined and gave it supply to them. That kind of service we do. So like this is a micro needle. We supply to IISc 10 by 10 array of 10 micron needles. These are all machined out. And this is for NAL. I think we supplied for complete assembly, precision assembly. This is was as an example. And it is like you also do that. These are rollers. This is I think regular order we have. We supplied feed rollers. We do the grinding operation and the profile grinding. This is like a concave is there. You can look at the radius. That accuracy requirement is 5 micron is the tolerance. And some small precision micro parts we do. So like micro texturing, primarily on the metals we do. And ultra precision kind of accuracy is required. And some fixtures are required. We design, establish the process, design the fixture and supply to them, or we build a machine for them. Of course, these are the challenges. So still there are many challenges are there. If any drawing is given like this and the accuracies required dimensions are in microns, there is no standard manufacturing process. I think that is where the manufacturing challenge lies. And if any student community is there, this is for you. If you want to be a production engineer coming out of engineering, your employability will go if you have this kind of expertise. So I think this is where one has to focus. I think many of our students doesn't have this capability. Even they cannot identify what it means 3 axis, 3.5 axis, or 5 axis. Even definition of 5 axis itself is difficult for many of the students. So then yes, this is always possible. When it is not possible, when I close my door and work, we CMTI is open to work with any customer, core researchers, students. I think that is where this we can look Smart Foundry team in one of the review meeting conducted in IIT Bombay. Always this works when we connect with the like-minded people. So one has to connect personally rather than the official. Otherwise, 2 directors can sign an MOU, kept the MOU copy in the shelf, but team has to join, work together. And in order to do that, now our ministry has come up with a program that is the Open Innovation Platforms. There are 6 such platforms are promoted. IIT kind of Madras, they called KITE, ARI called Technovus, ICAT called Aspire, BHEL called Spandan, and HMT, there is another. Ours is a Drishti. So this platform will allows problem owner and problem solver and then supporting enablers to join together, find a problem. As of now, we have about 4,000 users, mostly the student and this. So industries can host the problem, reach out to these many innovators and evaluate the concept and get it done. CMTI only facilitate, or CMTI facility to be utilized, and CMTI will also become an enabler technology solution provider. I request all of you to register this. Right now, 7 challenges are open. See, these are challenges even from hosted by L&T and some that big companies, but we don't have a solution provider. These are all, again, dates are all extended. I think that is where there are opportunities for students to do practice-based learning and also this. There is another scheme, our capital goods scheme is there in CM by Minister of Industry, Heavy Industry. So we CMTA wanted to looking for a partners on these areas. Either not necessarily, it is not exhaustive list, but yes, we can also discuss with you. Anything falls under this, we wanted to work with you, particularly for the translation research. If you have anything low hanging fruit, we can discuss, work together, because this scheme allows, capital goods scheme allows with the 20% of investment from the company industry, 80% assistance will be provided. It is kind of a de-risking the technology development within the country. I think this is more appropriate scheme, so we can discuss with you. And now Azadi Ke Amrit Mahotsav week celebration we do starting from 10th January. We are looking for your participation on various stages like speaker, then expert, and then even you please attend and hear what kind of happening on different topics. So details will be available at this portal shortly. And we also do the design innovation clinic for designing a component and product, new product. Unfortunately, because of COVID 2019, it was there. These pictures, what you have seen is 19. There were 138 teams participated, 64 teams called, 24 teams were shortlisted for the second stage. And all the 24 teams worked 30 hours in CMTI. It is hard to believe all the 30 prototypes finally were operational. All the 30 prototypes developed by these students were working. So it was kind of for me, even for me itself is a good learning, because I always thought the students are Facebook, WhatsApp kids. It was true. They proved me wrong. So that is how next scheme, that is March 22. Hope Corona will allow us to conduct 3 days event in March. This is my last slide. So let us develop science and technology to reach to made in India and originated in India. And then, of course, there is no shortcut. We have to believe in S-curve, because nothing is new or nothing is novel. Definition is very thin. And therefore, no matter whether you develop what technology, even if you develop a building blocks or customized solution for the benefit of Indian company, I think still you are innovator, qualified to be an innovator. Inclusive and open innovation, I think there is no other challenges, because I cannot do everything, because it is discipline, technology itself have become multidisciplinary, and one has to go research technology training. So everybody has different share at different level. I think that is what we need to realize and collaborate. And then, yes, we need to collaborate. First, I have to motivate before I motivating somebody. If I motivate them, definitely, so there will, your junior will always follow you. And junior colleagues, because junior colleagues and students are to be promoted, because young India, I think that is 60% of Indian population is below 35. I think this is, that sense is really matters. Okay, there is no replacement to experience, but yes, we should not stop opportunity for youngs to gain an experience. I end with this statement of great scientist Einstein: everything that can be counted doesn't necessarily count. Everything that counted cannot necessarily be counted. Because it is quite relevant to at least to the manufacturing innovation. It is difficult to measure what is important in innovation. Addressing these 4 P challenges, because measurement of, as I said, measurement of novel and new are likely to be incomplete in the manufacturing. So thank you very much. You can reach to us here. These are the contacts. Anything related to business, you write to PPM or to me, or any chart you want to have. I'm sorry for taking more time. I think I crossed 10-15 minutes. So thank you, Professor Paul and IIT Kharagpur and all the audience for hearing me at this late hours. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Dr. Nagahanumane, it's a wonderful talk. I mean, I got amazed by seeing the level of work CMTI is doing. You know, I don't have any question, just wondering that how many people do we have, you know, to work for such a versatile, you know, the domain in the field of manufacturing. You know, we are.
Yeah, we are a regular 185. That includes
Yeah.
60. I think I'm the 66th scientist, and then technical staff around 80 plus, and supporting staff. But of course, unlike other establishment, we are not fully funded. I have to earn 20 crores to just to open the gate and close the gate. We can't hire that liberally. But what we do is we have a scheme of project fellows. As of now, I have 130 plus project fellows,
Okay.
fresh engineers, masters, and diploma and ITI. So we
So
have
that is
fellows.
beyond your 185 the staff.
Yeah, right now 185 regular, 130 project fellows.
130 projects. So the project fellows depends on the when you get a project from the industry.
There are both are there. Some part fund comes from project, and some of because of shortage of our regular manpower, because of some equipment operation and all, we're also institute also takes care.
If I've heard properly, like so if I've heard properly, every year 10 machines or the 10 new technologies are getting developed.
That's on
I
average
see.
10 to 12 machines we built. Last 3.5 years. Since I joined, that is the trend we have. Last year we have delivered about 10 machines. Total 28 technologies we have developed. 35 publications. We are poor in publication. So 35 publications in SCI, and then I think five patents in the last year. And of course, revenue generation is like our turnover is about 60 crore.
60 crore, yeah.
The profit turnover in the industry definition turnover about 60 crore.
Amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, I was just wondering that, you know, starting from the nano to the macro and to the, you know, covering aspects in manufacturing, foundry, industry 4.0, and everywhere in the aerospace sector. So I mean, the industries do approach you to develop the machines for them, or I mean, or you develop it and then approach to the industries that.
Actually, CMTI does 4 kind of operations, irrespective of the
Yeah.
discipline, technical discipline. The one set activity is basically we develop a technology with the funding assistance from ministry and other government establishment, our parent ministry and also other funding scheme. We also participate, and then that is mostly technology we develop, and finally at the different technology TRL levels we try to transfer. That is one approach. The second approach is basically you have a problem. You are looking for a process or a machine or a product or automation system. You will come up with the definition. Then we build the solutions. It is more of sponsored or sometimes collaborative. So some technology even we are working with collaborative, and also we take the IP sharing. This all depends on the different funding pattern. That is problem is mostly defined by the user. The third one category is we provide a services to industry and agency. Here mostly all good facility what we have, state-of-the-art facility we have. This is of course created by the support of the government. And we offer a solutions to both MSME. It is not that even small scale industry like SSI, cottage industry, to big agencies. And even some agencies have certified us as a authorized kind of service provider. Some specialize about 10 subject, 10 different aspects we offer the services. And the last vertical is training. We train the people, both industry and academia. We don't have any academic programs of our own now, but we are going to start MS by research and PhD That is a practice-based MS and PhD. It's
Ah,
not
yeah.
theoretical. That is what we are, like German, some university they have.
Yes,
So
yes.
we wanted to have that. I think you take the degree only after demonstrating a product.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that is the kind of, we were now mostly, this is our Diamond Jubilee year. So we wanted to announce during Diamond Jubilee year about that. Some recognition we already got it. So that is
Yeah.
what we do. These are kind of 4 activity. Of course, incubation, technology transfer is part of all these first three category.
You
This is-
talked about the training. So you give training to the MSME people as well.
Yeah. That is, in fact, our training, my major trainees comes from industries,
Okay.
industries and agencies.
So what are the topics of the training?
It is like particularly manufacturing, but some of the courses even we could not cover because I don't have any training faculty separately. So we
Yes.
practicing scientists only teach.
Yeah.
So naturally, there are sometimes our people are blocked. So sometimes we outsource or we hire people like you. Or sometimes what we do is we will deny the course. But these courses like more demanding courses, GD&T, we offer 5-6 times with at least 40 attendance. And another is NABL accreditation process, some standards. That is again, I think 4-5 times we offer at least 40 trainees. And some MNCs, though numbers are less, but few MNCs when they recruit their fresh engineer, they send to us. It is like a long term. So for them, we teach like how to read the drawing to realize the product, different components. They come even sometimes, first time they will come 15 days, thereafter they will come. Means after spending some more time in the industry. They're all like they spend less than 6 months in the practice company. They come. Those are all like customized, and we also go and teach them. It is not necessary they have to come to CMTA. We'll also go there and we'll conduct the courses at their site. Even some
Before I
requests
approach,
comes, but we will not be able to do because of the facility like operator training and all. So still we are not doing great on that.
so before I approach to the participants for the questions and all, so I do have just the one you can say is a questions or request, like our Center of Excellence in Advanced Manufacturing, we are offering training giving training on the CNC, computerized numerical control. So in a short span we have given 4 times and it is quite successful, but we'd like to reach to the to greater community. So how CMTI and IIT Kharagpur COAMT can work together to give training. This is on CNC, and another one we are coming up recently in the next few days. From 17th of January to 22nd of January, we are going to give a training on industrial robotics. So training on industrial robots and all. So in these areas, the training will be very much interested to work with the CMTI.
Right.
And also, as you know, that we are going to have a big facility on additive manufacturing. So there is a strong area, and the Industry 4.0 is one of the active verticals of the Center of Excellence. So I'll talk to you later on.
Yes,
and
sir.
then
We'll be happy to discuss.
Yes.
Even I'll talk to you because somebody is looking for your friction stir welding solution.
Okay.
Because they approached us, we could not do it.
Yeah.
We could not do it. Okay, I don't have any friction stir welding, but any other methods we tried, but that was, they wanted some sealing.
Okay.
Basically, they have a kind of manufacturing setup. The first kind of roller has to be sealed before it gets rolled up. Okay. I think that is where they are looking for some machines. I said, okay, if friction stir welding is process, we can, I think they will write to you. His name is Prasanna or Vinayaka. They will refer my name. I already shared your contacts.
Oh, excellent. Well, from which industries?
There is a company name I don't know because he happens to be he happens to be my high school classmate. So,
okay.
So we never.
Okay.
But if the process is established, then we can build a customized machine for them.
Sure. We'll be more than happy to. Yeah, more than happy to do that. And I will discuss with you later on in this very in details. I do not know whether any question from the audience side. So audience, if you have got any questions, please quickly type 1 or 2 because it's already 9:49 on 25th of December. Yeah. Thank you, sir. So much amazing talk. The presentation was so much catchy and full of information. Yes, appreciation. Really, I mean, Dr. Hanumanaya, I mean, I got amazed to see the level of the work, the variety. This is really amazing.
Yeah, I think CMTI USP is that solutions provided to the end user, that is the USP.
No, I actually wanted to take my scholars and students there, but
Yeah,
it's
please.
far off. Otherwise I would have taken them. They at least they could see that the level of work and then the accuracy and
Yeah,
all
maybe
this.
you can bring you the IMTEX is, if Corona permits you, IMTEX is
Yeah.
there 20th to 26.
Yeah.
So I think worth visiting IMTEX for people, particularly your center colleagues, your students.
I'll explore that one. I mean,
IMTEX and CMTI workplace wise is only 5 kilometer. They can plan for at least 2-3 days. So one day, even at least CMTI is required about 3 hours just to go walk through.
Yes. You said about there is no question from the participants. So I'm just placing one more question from my side.
Sir, thank you, sir.
You are inducting interns, and so do you engage them in this the industrial works directly, the industrial problems?
He has to directly. Miss interns in the sense basically whenever they come for student internship, summer internship. Earlier CMTI was not offering summer internship. After I come over here, I started. First year we hosted 150, then after that 100, summer 100, winter 100. Now our MHI also has a scheme. So now we give a stipend also.
Yes.
So now call is coming. Next week call is coming again. Anybody is interested. So we will give them a defined problem, and also stipend will be given only after evaluation. If you have provided a solution, stipend will be given.
Okay,
so naturally students will work. We define what is possible within 2 months.
Yeah.
And he has to give a solution. So then
already 1 month is over, or the new call is coming up?
No, now new call is coming up next week.
Yes, one is over.
All these 4 technology platform through technology platform scheme.
Yeah.
We are now hosting internships. So already from CMTI we hosted 48 plus 28.
So how is your experience? I mean, how are they effective?
This experience, because of the lockdown and all, is a mixed experience. Mixed experience in the sense there are very peak. Even students have come and they got the job of 10 lakhs with pay package.
Yeah.
So you can visit Drishti. I think we have hosted some of their this one feedback. But at the same time, there are few students could not complete because it is not because of the students' mistake. It is because of the college mistake. Because some of colleges, after just removing lockdown, they started exams and all, so they could not complete. So I think there were about 18 students that could not complete. It is like that. But otherwise, whoever worked, I think reasonably good. It's always some percentage will be there.
Yes.
But we select interns. We don't take. We include them and select. So that way, I think people, some serious guys will be there. And for them, even looking at the facility and what is happening, I think that itself gives a lot of
exactly.
Kind of confidence. At least they will get excited. What is an engineering? That kind of. That is the idea.
They get to see it. Yeah. Okay, Dr. Nagaonoe, it's wonderful talking to you, and it's our really privilege that we got an opportunity to get to see the level of work got done by the CMTI, and in near future we'll be having.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, all of you.
So I request Ananta Prabhanjan just to let us know our speakers for the next week. I think there is a question
there
for
was a question about industrial robots.
Yes. For building an industrial robot, why India is unable to do? everywhere, all the technology of Germany and Japan, like KUKA, FANUC, everything. Could you please describe about that? So quickly, if you can answer that.
Now my answer is same because it's still even today the technology developed within the country taking to a market is always it's not that easy. Otherwise, it is not that robots are not made in India. Even my previous institute, CMARI itself, well known for underwater robotics and built several surface robots. And now, at least good happening. The commercial scale robots have at least there are 3 companies are building now. One is I think MTAB. At least I have seen the along with even our MHI funded project, along with in association with IIT Madras. Similarly, the center what we have AMT center. There is another center at IIT Madras funded by Ministry of Heavy Industry under Professor under chairmanship of Professor Ramesh Babu. They developed robots. I think one is 6 kg and another is I think 20 kg. By MTAB is the commercial product. I think technology expertise is getting built up. Only thing is, yes, it was always easy to acquire the technology rather than building. I think I can only say that it was not the expertise. It was basically the focus was not there.
Yeah.
I think you guys are lucky now, the young guys. I think a lot of importance is there for technology developed within the country. I think it is possible now.